Good morning. My name is John Ferguson, CPA, and I'm here to talk to you about your client portal. Okay, we're going to talk about a few things first. What is it? Next is how do you set it up? And then finally, how do you use it? Okay, now client portals are pretty simple. And the very first thing here that we're going to talk about is number one, what are they? Okay, so let me just bring this over. What are they? The client portals are secure online storage areas that offer an alternative to email for communicating and collaborating with our clients. We do this free of charge with our clients, so it doesn't cost you anything to use it. Okay. Next is how does it work? Okay, we upload your tax return or other information that you want into our secure website where you will have a unique personal username and password that allows you to log in and retrieve this information. Okay. Now, how do I set it up, or how do you set it up? How do you set up the username and password? Well, you give us your email address and we'll have an email sent to you. Now, this comes from not from John at nnycpa.com. This comes from our software provider, okay? And it's register@netclientcs.com. Okay, this is not junk mail. This is actually how it gets set up. It will have directions for setting it up. You can set up your personal username and password. Okay. Then what if I forget my username and password? I'll be honest, I have one too personally, and I've forgotten my username before. If you forget your username or password, just let us know. Call us, email us, whatever, and we'll reset it for you. And what that means is that we'll either email you instructions on how to reset your password, or if you forget your username, we'll just resend over to you the register again, and it will re-register you. You can use an email address, whatever email that you want, whatever username that you want, and you set up your own password. Okay? And then is it safe? Well, this right here, it's our client portals are encrypted using Secure Socket Layer SSL. It is the same functionality used by most banks and popular e-commerce services used for secure communication. Okay, so basically this one right here, is it safe? Yes, it's basically uses the same security methods that online banks or that banks use for their online sites. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty safe. And then now, you need to keep track of your username and password. We don't keep track of it for you. Okay? We keep track of everything else except for your username and password, so make sure you write it down, that you don't give it to somebody that you don't want it to have, and that's the only part you keep track of. Okay? Just like online banking, the banks don't keep track of your username or password, they just keep track of your content. Next is how do I access it? Well, you can do one of two things. You can go to our website, which is, you can see here, nnycpa.com, and you click the client portal. So just as an example here, I'm just going to bring in, this is, you open up any web browser, okay? You type into the URL bar here up here, you just type in nnycpa.com, brings you to our website, and over here, you can see this right here. This is Client Portal. Click Client Portal, and it brings this little pop-up here. Okay, so that's one method of getting there. Okay, the other method is that if you have a some sort of like I have an iPhone. If you have some sort of mobile device or an iPad, or you wanted to download the app. Okay, you can actually download the app from the App Store. Either Apple or Android, and you can do a search for, it's called NetClient space CS, I believe, or NetClient CS. But just do a search for that, and then you can get the app, and then you can put the app on your smartphone or your mobile device. Okay? So it's pretty easy to do. And then finally here, how do you upload information into the portal? Well, it's pretty easy. I'll show you, I'll walk you through that real quick here. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into the meat of it. Okay. Now, the very first thing you do when you first request a portal from us is that you're going to receive an email from, it'll say register at NetClient CS. So let me just bring it over. Now, I set up a kind of like an example portal here with an example client. It doesn't. It's not a real existing client. Okay. I just called it John Q Public. Okay. But you're going to receive an email here, and it's going to say register. In my particular one, it'll say register, but you can see here it's register@netclientcs.com. This is not junk mail. Okay. It says here, please register your account. So let's do it. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what you're going to receive. So I click register, and that brings up here, it says welcome, please register your account. We got to make sure that it's me, okay, or in your case that it's you. So in this particular case, I made up an account, and the last 4 digits of the taxpayer ID, either the EIN or the Social Security number, were 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I hit next. So I got to create a username login. So this is going to be my username, create login. All right. So I'm just going to use, let's just call it guy's last name, public. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So remember, I'm just creating a fictitious account. Public 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then I'm going to create a password. Let's just say ABCD1. ABCD1, 2, 3. You can see here at least one character must be uppercase, one must be lowercase, one must be a number, and one must be a character. So let me do that again. Capital A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, $sign. Okay, and I'm writing this down. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, $sign. Okay, then I'm going to go and I'm going to retype it in just to make sure I didn't mess it up. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, $sign. Okay, I click register. Awesome. See that? Success, registration is complete. Let's do it again. Okay, so now that registration is complete, I'm now going to type it in. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, $sign. Okay, I'm going to click login. And I'm just going to make sure it works. Hey, it works. Awesome. All right, so let me just log out. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that again. So now that when you set up our account, you can see how easy that was. Okay, so I can just get rid of this email now. Now in this email, you can see here it says you can go to the login page, which remember, our login page literally is you go to our website. Okay, so there's the website. Let's bring that back over in a web browser. So you go to nnycpa.com. Over on the right hand side, it says Client Portal. So let's do it all over again. So I click Client Portal. It says, okay, what's your login? Remember, I used public 1, 2, 3. And I have my password. ABCD 1, 2, 3 $sign. Now remember, this is just for a example made up account. This isn't a real client, so there's no issue with confidentiality here, and as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to go in and delete it. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. You're going to be responsible for creating your own username. You're going to be responsible for creating your own password. Do not use public 1, 2, 3 because this is going to go on the video, and then we're going to email this to probably everyone who needs to set up one. All right, so do not use this particular login. I just want to repeat that. Do not use this particular login. Okay, for now, I click login. Awesome. We are now in the client portal. So the next question is, all right, what do I do? All right. Now, the idea with the client portal is that number one, okay, you have access to your tax return, to you and your work papers on demand, okay, through this. And number two, it allows you to upload and send information to us. So the very first thing is, okay, what do I do? I'm logged in, what do I do? Over on the left-hand side, you'll see you got two choices here. One is called File Exchange. File Exchange is a way for you to upload information to us securely, not through email. This goes directly to us, okay? Any information that you want to send it to. So if you want to take a picture of your W-2 with your smartphone and you want to email it to me, you just take a picture with your smartphone, you go to this File Exchange, and you literally send it directly to me. It does not go through email. It's a secure alternative to email, which is awesome. Okay. Next one is you have access to your W-2 and everything else. So let me just go and show you. Now in here you can see for this example client that I made up, okay, remember it's not a real client, we have tax returns and we have work papers. So if I take a look at tax returns, okay, and all I'm doing, I'm just clicking it here, and this is for December 31st, 2016. That means I'm going to see my 2016 tax return, okay, and you can see here are your tax returns as PDFs, okay. So I'm just going to click on U.S. tax return, okay, boom, all right. You can see here's the PDF, the electronic version of the tax return, okay? And remember, this is not a real person, okay? I just literally made it up, John Q. Public, Olivia J. Public's wife, all right? And these are just made up Social Security numbers. They aren't the real ones, okay? But you can see here, when it opens up as a PDF, I have the ability here to print it. So if I just go over here, I can print it to whatever printer I have. I can save it. I can save it right on my desktop or to my iPhone or to my Android or whatever. You can save it and then email it yourself, whatever you want to do with it, but you are in charge of the security of your own documents. Okay? So once you save it off the portal, it's yours. I mean, you got to keep track of it. But you can print it, you can save it, you can email it, and this is your tax return, okay? So if I close this, now remember this right here, this is going to be an entire copy of the tax return for this individual, okay? And same thing with New York, so I just open up New York. And there's New York, so let's just take a look. So there's my IT 201 for 2016. Okay, remember this is just an example made up tax return. It's not a real person. Okay, I just needed something so that I could show you folks how to use it. But you can save it, you can print it. There's your tax return. Okay, so let's just go back now. I also mentioned before that you can use your or have access to your W-2s and your work papers. So let me just go back. Now you can either use these things up here, okay, this little toolbar. So if I just go back to, let's just say home, and that'll bring me back. There's tax returns and there's work papers. So let's just click on work papers. 2016, okay, and you can see here this is just the client ID that I made up, XXX1234. Now if this was your personal file, you'll see this is your client ID, and it'll say 2016 work paper 1, 2, 3, whatever. So let me just click that, and that'll open it up, and boom, there's a copy of your W-2. Okay, remember I just made this one up, so I just went to the IRS website and just got a copy of a W-2. Okay, but this will be your W-2, and that's all your work paper information. All right, so does that make sense? So remember, if you go back to, let me just go home. Remember over here, left-hand side, you'll have access to tax returns, work papers, or anything else that you want access to that we can make available to you. Okay, we'll be all right up in there. So that should be pretty easy for you. Remember, you just go to the left-hand side, click here. It'll say tax returns. You click tax returns. You click the year of the tax return you want. And hey, there's your state and there's your federal return. If you go back to work papers, okay, you can see 2016. There's the PDF scanned in, the actual copy of the work papers that we have available. And you just literally hover your mouse over it, left click it, it opens it up. Okay, there it is, and then you have the ability to print it, to save it, to view it on screen. Okay, this is all your information. So it's just as easy as online banking. Okay, and the only real thing that I want you to keep track of your own personal username, your own password, because we don't keep track of that for you, but we can help you reset it if you need to. Okay, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact our office. Okay, you can go to our website again, which is nnycpa.com. If you brings you back over here, nnycpa.com, you go over to where it says Client Portal. Okay, and that's where you can log in. All right. If you don't have a portal and you want to request it online, click this little box here. It says Request a Portal. Okay, that brings you over here to this. You just type in. You have to be a client. Okay. We're not going to just set up a portal for anybody, but you have to be a client of ours. Type in your first name, last name, email address. You hit submit. That actually goes directly over to Becky in our office, and then she's going to send you that email to then finish registering that. And remember, that's going to come from register@NetClientCS. So here's the actual email that I received for this fictitious client that I set up. It says comes from register, and you can see here if I hover over my mouse, register@NetClientCS. This is not junk mail. Okay, and then I clicked register, and that brought me to the website where I had to verify my identity. I typed in the last 4 digits of my fictitious social security number, and then I created my own personal username and password, and now I have access to that by going to, again, the website, which, let me bring that back up again, nnycpa.com. I go over to the right hand side, I click Client Portal, and then I just type in my username and password. I click Login, and that will bring me to that new portal. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, please contact our office, and or you can go to our website, which is, again, nnycpa.com. Thanks, and have a great day.